Imagine a world where men had a physical structure similar to the hymen, a visible marker of their first sexual experience. Sounds strange, right? But this thought experiment reveals a lot about our society. In our reality, only women have this anatomical feature, and it's become wrapped up in centuries of cultural baggage about purity and virtue. But what if biology had dealt the cards differently? First, let's talk about the physical reality. If men had this male hymen, their first sexual experience would come with the same visible signs: potential bleeding, discomfort, maybe even medical concerns. Suddenly, that first time becomes something you can't hide or lie about. It's literally written into your body. Now here's where things get interesting on a social level. For centuries, women's virginity has been scrutinized, valued, even traded like currencies in some cultures. If men had the same biological markers, would we finally see equality in how we talk about sexual experiences? Or would it just double the shame and pressure for everyone? Think about it: men would suddenly face the same anxiety that many women experience. That fear of judgment, the pressure to stay pure for the right person, the worry about what partners might think. Dating apps might have a whole new dimension to navigate. Family gatherings could get even more awkward. From a medical perspective, doctors would need to educate young men about this anatomy. Sex education classes would have to expand. There'd be new health concerns to monitor, new injuries to treat, new questions for teenage boys to worry about in silence. And psychologically, men would carry a different relationship with their sexuality. That first experience wouldn't just be a personal milestone, it would be a physical event with lasting evidence. The weight of that could change how young men approach intimacy, relationships, and their own sense of self-worth. So would this hypothetical change make the world more equal? Maybe. It could force society to confront its double standards about sexual experience. When both genders have the same biological marker, it's harder to justify treating them differently. But there's also a darker possibility: instead of lifting unfair expectations off women, we might just extend the same burdens to men. More pressure, more shame, more judgment all around. Men would be split between feeling inadequate for being inexperienced and being praised for the exact same thing, depending on which social circles they're in. Picture a guy hitting his mid-20s, still with his male hymen intact. Some men might feel deep shame about this, wondering what's wrong with them. Am I not attractive enough? Am I missing out? Why hasn't anyone wanted me? That male hymen becomes a scarlet letter of inexperience, a physical reminder of perceived failure in the dating world. Meanwhile, other men might wear it as a badge of honor, proof of their self-control, their traditional values, their purity. They might seek partners who value this, build their identity around it, even judge others who don't have the same restraint. We'd see the same split that exists for women, just now applied to everyone. This contradiction would tear at the male psyche in new ways. Society sends mixed messages to men about sex already being experienced but not sleazy. Be confident but not aggressive. Add a physical marker to the mix, and those contradictions become impossible to escape. You're either ashamed for having it or ashamed for losing it, depending on who's judging you. The truth is, this thought experiment shows us that virginity as a concept is less about biology and more about the stories we tell, the meanings we attach, the power we give to something that's really just a moment in time. In the end, whether men have this male hymen or not, the real question is, why do we care so much? And what kind of world would we rather live in? One where we police everyone's sexual choices equally, or one where we respect individual autonomy regardless of what bodies look like? Food for thought.